Giants in the long road trip looking for a getaway day win over the Dodgers after dropping the first two games. Final game of the series, and it's coming up next. We've got a beautiful Sunday afternoon on Father's Day here in Southern California. It is the final game of this three-game series. Giants-Dodgers, welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwight Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, it's been a rough two games here for the Giants. They haven't scored any runs, and the Dodgers have scored just enough runs. So what do? Well, today you look to have the offense score some runs, and you have Chris Stratton pitch a good game, but the Dodgers have been tough against them.
Well, indeed. In 5 starts that Chris Stratton has had against the Dodgers, I mean, he's 1-3, but his ERA is in the 7th, so he needs to improve upon that, and he should. He's throwing the ball great of late. Giants offensively, well, you go back 11 games here at Dodger Stadium, they can't score more than 2 runs in any of those games. So that'll be the challenge today. And remember, if you're going to win one game of a series, make it be your last one. The Giants come home after today. It ends the road trip. So go Chris Stratton.
Yeah, Giants have done well in the last game of series. They're hoping to do it again here this afternoon. Buster Posey not in the lineup. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our NBC Sports Bay Area studios for an update right after this.
Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try the $5.99 Jack Spicy Chicken Club combo with toasted sourdough. New from Jack in the Box.
Well, here we are back in Southern California to wrap up the series and this road trip. Our Game Time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Hey, get out to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open every day. 64 degrees here at the yard. You see the winds and the humidity, and it is a little cooler than usual. A high of 68, and it's overcast. Here's the Giants lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Hernandez, Belton, McCutcheon, Nick Hundley. See what he's done against lefties this year. Will hit cleanup. Then it's Crawford, Williamson, and the Panda. Alan Hansen will hit 8th, and Chris Stratton will hit in the 9th spot.
On the hill today for the Dodgers will be the left-handed rookie Caleb Ferguson, making his second start of his young career. Actually, his third start. This is what he's done in 2 starts. Hasn't been all that great. Look at the walks, 5 and 5 2/3. When he's right, you're going to see a fastball that can go low to mid-90s from a 3/4 release. He's also got a curveball and a changeup. Changeup, kind of a project pitch. He likes the fastball, and you're going to see a lot of them today. Ferguson, out of Columbus, Ohio, the tender age of 21 years old. And let's take a look at the defense the Dodgers will use behind Ferguson, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Peterson, Bellinger, and Puig. You got great arms in center and in right. Hernandez and Turner, they'll be on the left side of the infield. Forsythe and Muncy on the right side. And Yasmani Grandal, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
You see big number 64, Ferguson.
Not too many 64s in my recollection in the big leagues. So, hey, he's got a chance to make it memorable, I guess. That's how you would look at it. But the Giants are going to be seeing him for the first time. And what does Willie Mays always say? The toughest pitcher he ever faced was the guy he didn't know. So he will have somewhat of an advantage coming through the lineup for the first time. No batting practice before the game today, but there was, we imagine there'll be pretty good carry to all fields.
So here's Gorkis Hernandez as we get ready for the final game of this series. Giants looking for a win and then get on the plane and go home. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's a called strike. So we get started at 1:11, a minute late. Hernandez hitting at 290 and swinging a foul.
A minute late's a big deal on getaway day.
Yeah, I believe it should be an issue if you're late, no matter where you are. There's the umpires. Amari, Hallion, Cuzzy, Bellino. Amari behind the plate, Hallion the crew chief. In tight, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, Adam Hamari is a great getaway zone umpire. He's got a big zone. He likes lows. You see a lot of knee-high strikes. You'll see belt-high strikes, and even width on both sides of the plate. I mean, he's a great umpire if you're pitching.
On the ground to third, hit sharply to Turner. And that's how this game gets started. Well, you had to tip your cap to the Dodgers in their late afternoon win yesterday with how well their defense played. They took maybe 4 or 5 hits away from the Giants, and when you lose by 2, that could be the difference. Here's Belt. Belt in his first game back went 0 for 4. Thought his first at bat, when he hit the ball to right field, it had a chance to go out. It did not. Here he holds up, or tries to. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. McCutcheon to follow. No Buster Posey. Obviously no Longoria. This is popped out of play. just seems to be impossible for the Giants to get the full band back together.
Talking about that very thing this morning with Mark Melanson, who was on the disabled list for a good part of this year. He says the good part of it is everybody's coming back. We will get everybody back. In the meantime, be patient, he said. And I think that's a good word for this team.
2-2. Yeah, I thought maybe, though, that we could stop saying that about now. Because we all started to say it at the same time when Bumgarner went down in spring training. Dealt with a foul.
Well, I mean, it's part of the game. But one thing that has happened this year that has been a positive is that the Giants have depth. They've been able to withstand the disaster that can happen to a club when you have significant injuries.
Hey, by the way, no one is more proud to be a dad than I am, and you are, but I'm not into the hats. I'm sorry.
Well, the guys are going, we're putting on a blue hat at Dodger Stadium. What's up with that?
Sorry. Another pop-up out of play.
Just so you all know that it didn't go unnoticed in the Giants clubhouse. But it is a day that we honor our fathers.
And another 3-2 pitch to Belt. And Belt takes the walk. That's the Belt at bat if I've ever seen one. 3 foul balls. Start out way behind in the count.
Well, we're going to find out what kind of move that Caleb Ferguson has to first base as he gets into the stretch for the first time.
Say this, when there's a theme, McCutcheon's in 100%.
He makes every theme look good.
Foul back. I think if you're going to have the blue hats, then you should have the blue helmets too.
Yeah.
And I know Brad Grimm's in charge of the clubhouse is thinking that would really be a stupid idea because he would have to be the guy to spray paint him. I'll bet you McCutcheon was a lot of fun when he was a little kid. And you break out the crayons with him.
Well, you don't have to be around this guy very long before he will break into a smile.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
He is a people person.
Right now, he's behind in the count, 0-2. And he fouls this one out of play. So this came from Andrew McCutcheon. Happy Father's Day. It's his first one. I don't know if his son is here. I do know that his wife is here. She was sitting behind the dugout yesterday with Madison Bumgarner and Buster Posey's wives. There's a breaking ball, strike 3 call.
And they saved it for a 2-strike surprise. Tried to do it to Belt, missed a little bit outside, but this was right down the throat. And the toughest pitcher that you ever face is the guy you see for the first time. Here's an example of it. You don't even know what his curveball looks like, and it's a big one. That's our PitchCast. It's brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. You hate to learn that lesson in a 2-strike count.
Well, you see it leave the pitcher's hand, and he's fairly tall anyway, and you're thinking, well, there's no way that's going to be a strike.
You know, it's kind of the same shape you see when you take your at-bats off of Clayton Kershaw. It's a big, high arcer. You give up on early.
Hundley takes low. Hundley started on Friday and went 0 for 3. Here's Kershaw hitting at 255. And a foul back to show you how close these two teams really are in this series. The Dodgers have scored 6 runs. The Giants have scored 3. The Dodgers have hit 4 home runs in this series, and the Giants have hit 1. 1 and 2.
93-mile-an-hour fastball.
So Belt, who drew the walk, is at first. And Belt being checked on.
When a guy comes up and starts the game, it's first, second spot in the lineup. He's the guy that brings the scout report back to the dugout. And it's really important when you're facing a guy like Ferguson for the first time. You want to know what the movement on his fastball is. You want to know what the snap of the curveball is, if he's got a good changeup. The book on Ferguson's fastball is it's pretty straight. But guys with high releases and straight fastballs, they normally can pitch pretty effectively across the letters. And with that big curveball that starts out high, I mean, it's a pretty good 1-2 punch.
Belt started to go on that pitch in the dirt, but put on the brakes.
Book also on Ferguson is that he doesn't have great command. He will throw a lot of pitches, and in that he is 21 years old, he is probably more comfortable in the strikeout mode than he is trying to pitch for a ground ball. If you were to classify what type of pitcher he is, you'd say fly ball strikeout. And there's your book. Go get him.
Here it's 2 and 2. 22nd pitch coming up. High and deep to left. It is out of here. Hundley knew it as soon as he hit it. It's 2-0.
You go back and look at Hundley's home runs this year, and he is unforgiving at mistakes out over the plate above the belt. I mean, you feed his strength. And this comes in a 2-strike count.
Kept thinking we were going to see that big balloon curveball again.
Take a look at the location. I mean, that is on a tee. That's a changeup. First one he's thrown today. He might not throw another one.
So here's Crawford. And Crawford takes low.
What was your theory on how to hit a guy when you're seeing him for the first time? Did you just try and get him early, or did you want to see some pitches?
Yeah, well, I always felt like it was my responsibility not just for me to see pitches, but for my teammates to see pitches.
So
I
you were
took
the
as
scout.
many pitches as I could. And I don't think I ever got a thank you card.
I know.
Not one. Nobody even asked for my address, as a matter of fact. Chopped to Muncy, and that'll end the inning. Hundley gives the Giants the lead, his 8th home run of the year, and it's definitely bye-bye baby. Dodgers are coming up. lineup and is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Peterson, Muncy, and Turner. Bellinger is in the cleanup spot. Then it's Grandal and Puig. Kike Hernandez, forget about that guy. He's killed the Giants. Forsythe, 8th. Ferguson, 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the right-hander Chris Stratton. Stratton, 27 years of age, 6'2", 211-pounder. Comes into today's ball game with a 7-4 record with a 4.56 ERA. He has not had great success against the Dodgers. In 7 appearances, 6 starts, he's 1-3 with a 7.94 ERA. He looks to improve upon that as you look at the pitches that he used. 4-pitch guy. Fastball will go low 90s, curveball, slider, and a changeup. When he's on, you'll see a lot of good corner strikes with everything.
And a lot of first pitch strikes. Peterson takes a little low, hitting at 281 with 8 home runs. 28 driven in with 2 left-handers starting in the first 2 games. The only action Peterson saw was going into play defense in the 8th or 9th inning. He takes low. When the Dodgers acquired Kemp, I don't think they had any thoughts of playing him. Swinging a foul, 2-2, but he got off to such a great start. He's still rolling. Consequently, some of these young outfielders are going to lose at bats, and Peterson's one of them. The 2-2.
Now, the only reason they didn't get that pitch is because they set up on the outside corner. I mean, that was there. The fact that Hundley had to reach across the plate and catch it backhanded right in front of Adam Hamari is why he didn't get the pitch. But you can see the reaction from Stratton. It was like, what do I have to do?
Foul back.
Max Muncy waiting his turn.
Well in the left center field. But not well enough. Went out.
Let's take a look at that Giant defense playing behind Chris Stratton today, starting the Giants outfield from left to right. It'll be Williamson, Hernandez, and McCutcheon. Good arms across the board, the best arm in left field. Crawford, Sandoval, they'll be on the left side of the infield. Hansen and Bell on the right side. And Nick Hundley, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's Muncy, who took an 0 for 4 on Friday night. Dropped his average to 269. Right now, I'm not thinking Stratton's a big fan of Adam Hamari.
Well, I mean, the reputation Hamari has is he's got a big zone, but right now it hasn't been that big for Chris Stratton. Your job as a pitcher before every game is you want to throw strikes to the point where that umpire starts looking for him. He starts to anticipate you're going to be around that strike zone. That right there looked like 4 pitches to a guy that Chris Stratton just didn't feel comfortable with. He didn't know him. He knows Muncy's got power, but he just didn't know where the hot spots are.
Here's Turner. Turner 2 for 7 in the series. So Stratton, who is a strike thrower, just hasn't thrown any in the last 5 pitches. With Bellinger on deck. And a strike. Right. Couldn't be more down the middle of the plate. Foul down the right field line and out of play.
Comes right back again with that same cut fastball.
Stratton made 2 starts right at the beginning of the season against the Dodgers. And remember, Turner was on the DL. That's why they have no history. Out of play again.
He just cut fastballs. Turner still looking for the swing that he had last year. It's difficult to find it when you've got some physical problems as he's had with his wrist, his left wrist. It's broken. You think about how many guys get hit in the hands or the wrist, and you're just surprised it doesn't happen more, where a guy has a fracture, has to miss a lot of time like Turner did, like Evan Longoria is doing now.
2-2 pitch. Hit into right field, a base hit. So a walk and a hit, and here's Bellinger.
The center fielder, number 45, Tony Bellinger.
Well, he just kind of let that ball get deep, and then he drove it into right field for a base hit.
Well, that's what I think he does so well. I think he lets the ball get deep to him. Doesn't have a lot of swing, got very quick hands.
Bellinger with a swing and a pop-up out of play.
First pitch change.
0 for 3 in the game last night. And a high fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Bellinger is going to let the fur fly. He's going to try and give his team a run. A 1-run lead.
Stratton just missing his spots by about 2 or 3 inches.
He's not missing by a bunch, so he's not missing to the point where it's a concern to Kurt Young, the Giants pitching coach. I mean, you wouldn't classify him as wild, even though he's had a lot of counts already in this game that have favored the hitter, and he's 20 pitches into it.
Could be playable for Sandoval. And he couldn't quite get there in time. So
You get a lot of help over there if you have a gray uniform on. As you're running over there to the Dodger dugout, you're going to hear a lot of, I got it. Watch out for the wheelbarrow.
plus, it doesn't help that Sandoval, with Bellinger at the plate, is playing way off the line at third. Struck well, center field. Ball's no killing, folks. 2 down.
Well, we haven't said that very often here in Los Angeles for a couple of years. This has been a great ballpark for hitters with lots of carry, and if you've got power, lots of home runs.
Either that or they got the baseballs from about 4 years ago.
Yeah, I think they got them from 4 years ago on Father's Day. They had them laying around. They do change the label and the stamp on a specialty day like today.
Here's Grandal. And the throw down to second, and it's into center field. Dodgers got lucky.
I think this might be an era in Brandon Crawford. This ball in the air. They've given the air to Hundley. You're right. The Dodgers got lucky.
It's going to be an error on somebody.
E2.
Pitch walk to Muncy. Two balls and one strike. Swinging a foul back. 2-2. There's Puig, who's on deck. Foul and out of play. Stays at 2-2. Barnes did the catching last night for the Dodgers. Randall did the catching on Friday and went 0 for 4. Like most of these Dodger hitters, they've all got somewhere between 8 to 12 home runs. In the dirt, no swing, 3-2.
And they have been hot with the long ball lately as a team.
And it's right back to Stratton. And that'll end the inning. Giants lead 2-1.
Is brought to you by Mr. Pickle's Sandwich Shop. Other joints are all bread and no beef. So get on over to Mr. Pickle's and get yourself a barbecue tri-tip sandwich.
A 2-1 lead for the Giants with Mac Williamson leading things off. Williamson, Sandoval, and Hansen. Caleb Ferguson allowed the 2-run home run to Hundley in the first inning. So here's Big Mac. 1 for 2 yesterday. Showing signs that he's getting that swing that showed up in Anaheim when he got called up. There's a called strike.
Mac Williamson, 6'4", about 240 pounds. If you're 6'4", you can just pretty much know you're going to see fastballs in. And the reason for it is tall hitters have longer arms have longer swings. Therefore, you have a vulnerability to the inside pitch. And as a tall hitter, you have to let the league know you could get that pitch.
1 and 2. Pablo Sandoval on deck. In tight. There's the pitch Mike's talking about. 2 and 2.
And he still hadn't shown him that curveball yet. The 2-strike Uncle Charlie. Big surprise.
Big surprise. Foul back.
And there it was.
Two pitch.
Back inside.
Got it.
Ooh, that was a mistake. Got away with it. Well, how far would you go for a Togo? Brought to you by Togo's Pretzel Rami. Friday, Pablo Sandoval had a 2-run homer off of Ross Stripling. Opposite field. Exit velocity 99 miles an hour. Pretty good opposite way. Hit 367 feet. Made it a 3-2 ball game. And that's our Togo's Pretzel Rami.
Hitting at 279. Bochy said he really likes Pablo Sandoval's at bats now from the right-hand side. Cast that one high. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And we saw it in spring training, and the reason for it, and Pablo will tell you, is my shoulders are healthy. I'm not swinging through pain. I'm not swinging through an injury. He has really been a solid performer for the Giants this year. At the plate, on the field, everything that they've asked him to do, including pitching.
Out of play. Hansen to follow. And tight.
Basically a 2-pitch guy. The one changeup he's thrown today, Nick Hundley hit it into the stands for a 2-run homer.
Got him.
Andy Fordham, outside corner.
Giants back in town tomorrow. Is happy hour at AT&T Park until 7. Large domestic beers at $6. On Say Hey Tuesday the 19th, 2-for-1 Giant Dogs at all Doggy Diner stands. SFGiants.com for tickets. Here's Hansen. And a first pitch strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, we want to say happy birthday to Giants orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Ken Akazuki, Doc Ock. Happy birthday, Meat.
You know, he was supposed to be on this trip.
Yeah.
He was for a little while, but
What happened?
I'm told he had to get back some type of a Medicare meeting.
How old is he?
He's collecting, I think, this year.
Well, he must have maxed it out, so that means 70.
Swing and a miss. As Ferguson strikes out the side, as Doc Ock just got off the hook with a quick inning.
Happy birthday, Doc Ock.
And here's Hunter Pence with a Father's Day memory, and it's brought to you by Wendy's.
I mean, I think baseball is kind of a father-son game, or just family game in general. But a lot of times, there's a lot of relation to playing catch with your dad, and your dad taking you to the yard, and all the time that he spends with you, and it's that bond. So it's really special to play on Father's Day, and to kind of commemorate that, and always, let your dad know how much you love him, and it's pretty special.
Here's Puig, who takes a ball, 1 ball and no strikes.
Hunter Pence on Twitter today said the greatest advice his father ever gave him was, don't tell your mother.
There's a pitch down low, 2-0. And what would your mother's greatest advice be?
Don't tell your father.
Exactly. Hit into center field. And work for Gorkis Hernandez, who puts it away.
Every time he makes a play, it's a sweet spot in that glove. I mean, he really can center the ball in that mitt.
So here's Hernandez. Homered in both games. There's a called strike. All of a sudden, you homer in both games, and that 218 average doesn't mean a whole lot.
No, it does not. And the best advice for a young pitcher when he comes to this level is don't pay attention to those averages. And that really is great advice, because you always assume your hot spots in any lineup are going to be your 3, 4, 5 guys, and that's not always the case.
Mac Williamson with a beat on this one. Dodger fans have home run-itis.
Well, why would they? This team's hit more home runs the last month than any other team in the National League. And the way this ballpark carries, any fly ball, they're getting giddy.
Here's Forsythe.
Matt Kemp getting a day off today. There's the stat we're talking about. And the Dodgers with 34 home runs this month, and it's really not even close. And that's not just the National League, that's all around baseball. It absolutely explains the resurgence that they have had in the standings.
Sandoval to Belt. After 2, it's 2-1 Giants.
Brought to you by Redwood Credit Union. Redwood Credit Union offers full-service banking for all that you love. Federally insured by NCUA.
2-1 lead for the Giants. It'll be Stratton and then Hernandez and Belt here in the 3rd inning. And we've watched some of our Giants fans enjoy themselves. So here's Stratton. Stratton on the season has 3 hits and 25 at bats.
Well, I mean, he's getting better at it. First got to the big leagues, and he was an NT, non-threat.
And this is caught by Kike Hernandez.
And that's a nice at bat. I mean, that's an 0-2 count. He hit a bullet. He's getting better. Well, don't miss out on your chance to score one of the most popular giveaway items of the summer. On Sunday, June 24th, the first 25,000 fans will receive a Mount Crushmore statue presented by CarMax. The new feature, well, it's going to feature Mays, McCovey, Bonds, and Williams in a Mount Rushmore type pose, only they're Mount Crushmore. You need tickets, go to sfgiants.com.
Garkis hit a sharp ground ball to third to open up the ball game. It's a curveball for a strike.
Be interesting to see how the Giants make adjustments against Ferguson now that they've seen him one at bat.
Belt on deck. In tight and low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
The big key really at this point for Ferguson is going to be the command of that curveball. If he's throwing that thing over, I mean, things could get a little dicey. It's that big of a curveball you don't normally see.
Hernandez kicks it, picks it up, throws it. Not in time. Throw was high.
Number 9, Brandon Belt.
An error on Kike Hernandez. Well, the last second you can see came up on.
It's a blow in the heel. And even when he went down to get with a bare hand, I don't think he had that great a grip as he throws high.
Belt drew a walk. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. Overshift is on. Turner is at the second base position. Forsythe more towards the bag at second. And Hernandez the lone defender on the left side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Andrew McCutchen is on deck. And it's high. 2-1. Bellinger playing straight away and deep. And Belt waves at a breaking ball. 2-2.
Yeah, he'll step out of the box and have a word with himself.
Usually recognizes pitches really quick.
Yeah, you can see him halfway into it. He realized that was not a great idea to broke him down.
Out of play. Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants. They say that into their X1 voice remote, and you can get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. And another 2-2 pitch to Belt. 3-2.
You can get him once, but it's really hard to get him a second time with that same pitch in that same location.
Well, 3-2 count. Gorkis Hernandez very well could be on the move. He does not go. High drive left center field. Bellinger back at the wall. It is out of here. And Belt with his 12th home run. Welcome back, big fella.
Welcome back indeed. 2-strike opposite field home run. And they're digging it.
Number 22, Andrew McCutchen.
Take a look at the location of the 2-strike Little cut fastball, not trying to pull it, going with the momentum, the location. He backspins it right over the wall. And in a ballpark where we're not seeing a lot of carry today, he hits an opposite field home run.
Here's McCutcheon, who takes high. Couple of RBIs, gives him 33. And McCutcheon looks at a strike.
Take a look at the location of where this thing went. Place where they can't catch him.
Swinging a foul. So the air hurts. Hundley on deck. McCutcheon struck out looking. He was the first one to see that big curveball. And he takes high, 2-2. Foul back, stays alive.
Expand and protect.
Got him again. This time swinging.
Take a look at the swing from Brandon Belt. Big man who stands on top of the plate. And you want the statistics? Oh, by the way, it is Father's Day, and those we will give you. 102-mile-an-hour velocity going out of this ballpark. That's good exit velocity for the opposite field, almost 103, 102.9. Those are things you argue with the CHP officer.
Here's Hundley, who takes high. Yeah, those are also arguments that you don't win. One ball and one strike.
That's a good 1-0 pitch right there, bud. See, I mean, respected the guy that took him deep in his first at bat, and it has been the only changeup that Ferguson has thrown. The one he threw to Hundley that he hit out of the ballpark.
So 1-2 to Hundley. Crawford watching from the on deck circle. Popped up. It's Forsythe going out. And that'll end the inning. Brandon Belt goes to left center field. It's bye-bye baby. And he's had 2 hits in this game, both home runs. It's 4-1 San Francisco.
Brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
On an all-new episode of G-Mag, Amy G sits down with Giants legend Will Clark for a candid interview about his career and life after baseball. It debuts today after Giants postgame, live right here on NBC Sports Bay Area.
Hi, Dad.
Ferguson this year 0 for 1. 2 balls and no strikes. We get back home tomorrow. Speaking of Amy G, we get to see Amy tomorrow. And we get to see our crew. People that we work with day in and day out at AT&T Park. Here's the 2-1 and a base hit to right field. He's 1 for 2. They're going to throw to first, and just in time.
Well, that's got to be his first big league knock.
The left fielder, number 31, John Peterson.
Andrew McCutchen thinking he may have a chance. Ferguson gets himself a batting average.
Peterson hit a fly ball to left in the first. I think we've always said you always look forward to the pitcher leading off unless he gets a hit.
Yeah, that's when the cheese gets a little more binding.
Then it gets a little weird. Swing. Ain't gonna miss. Muncy to follow. Popped him up. Marquis Hernandez should be the guy for this one, and it is.
Sweet spot. I think he should change his name.
The first baseman, number 13, Max Muncy.
Here's Muncy. Muncy drew a walk and eventually scored in the first inning. Overshift is on. Muncy never saw a strike. He walked on 4 pitches. And he's at it again. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
And a guy you don't know and you haven't pitched to who has power, you're just not comfortable with. I mean, you want to know where the holes are.
And he catches the outside corner. 2-1. A guy like Muncy take that pitch, you think, well, he must have been looking middle in.
Well, I mean, he's kind of built for middle in. Short arm guy.
So back to being a hitter's count. It was 2-0. He got the strike. Now it's 3-1.
And you throw a curveball up there 2-1 and he just spits on it. You're thinking, all right, I just learned something else about Max Muncy. He sits fastball, and he's probably sitting fastball middle in, just laying in the bushes there.
Hits this one on the ground. Hansen will go to Sandoval, and it's not in time. It's really too much going on there to turn the double play.
Third baseman, number 10, Justin Turner.
Well, I mean, with all the shifts that are happening around Major League Baseball now, I mean, you have to prep yourself if you're in the infield as to who you're going to throw the ball to, who's going to be covering. I mean, it's here the third baseman's covering.
Well, there's another point too, Mike. With all the shifts, if you're a third baseman, you're going to have to practice turning the double play at second.
Pablo Sandoval turned it like he played shortstop for a living.
Very high to Turner. Turner hit a line drive over Hansen's head in the first inning. And he takes low. So right now, Stratton is not getting ahead of hitters.
Well, that's 6 2-0 counts he's created. I mean, that is severe count leverage for a guy, especially a guy with power. Because that means Turner can sit on a spot, he can sit on a speed, get very selective. And 3 pitches to Turner, they've all been 3 easy takes.
And a strike. 3-1. Three and 2.
Easy, big fella. Turner was starting to take the strap off, head on down to first. At the base of the strike zone.
Let's strike 2 different ways.
I mean, what's he thinking? That's like a soccer flop right there.
Runner goes. Tapped foul. And we'll do it again. Runner goes. Swinging a drive. Center field. Side retired. Shutdown inning for Stratton. Crawford to lead things up.
Is brought to you by Superbike World Championship, June 22nd through 24th. Get your tickets at WeatherTechRaceway.com.
4-1 Giants, 4th inning. is Brandon Crawford's going to lead things off. Crawford rolled out to first in the first. And the pitch. It's high. 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. Mac Williamson is on deck. Crawford with a healthy rip. And I think Bruce Bochy is very pleased to see swings like that 2 and 0.
Oh, yeah. Do damage.
And he coaches as well. Broadcasters as well. Up the middle. And Forsythe will throw him out.
Well, next pitch for Ferguson is going to be number 70. I think Dave Roberts would love to get this young left-hander through 5 innings.
Williamson struck out in the second inning. And it's 0-1.
Seeing a lot of swing and misses with that fastball, and from our perspective it looks pretty straight, but I think there's some deception with this young lefty because of his delivery. And right now Mac Williamson's just not picking it up.
If you're a hitter and that happens, you're going, what?
Oh, he's having that word with himself right now.
In the park for Yasiel Puig.
Well, stream the Giants on the go. And it's great news for Giants fans this season. Once again, you can stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. Giants games streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app. So on the go, go to NBC Sports app. That's what you're supposed to do.
Sandoval takes a called strike. And a quick 0-2 to Sandoval, who struck out in the second inning. Hey, something we haven't seen in a couple of days.
Sunshine?
The sun.
Trying to peek through the clouds here.
And there's a line drive right at Forsythe, and that'll end the inning. Bellinger will lead things off.
in the game in the bottom of the 9th inning with the bases loaded. Nobody out. He then struck out the next 3 batters in a row. Ivan Rodriguez, Craig Monroe, Chris Shelton. Sit down. Giants won that ball game 4-0, and Walker became the first pitcher to record a save while entering the game with the bases loaded and getting 3 straight strikeouts since the save became an official stat in 1969. And that guy right there, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he loved it.
Bellinger takes outside for a ball. Mike Matheny behind the dish.
He's the greatest scorer in basketball history.
This one ain't gonna miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hey, he was a Wisconsin guy for a while.
Yeah, he was a Milwaukee Buck when he first signed.
When we were kids, he was the guy. Yeah, if I was a kid, probably 16 or 17 years old. He probably wasn't that much older than I was. Outside for a ball.
I remember when I was in the 8th grade, I went to Poly Pavilion. At that time, he was on the freshman team with UCLA. And they always played before the varsity, so they played. Anyway, I'm standing there with some popcorn. And I'm looking through the tunnel at the game, waiting for my friend. And I turned over and I looked, and I was staring at a guy's hip.
Really?
And it was Jabbar. And I looked up at him, and I'd never seen a guy that tall. But what a brilliant player.
And they changed the rules because of him. He couldn't dunk.
Yeah.
Think about that.
How bad is that? Whose idea was that?
Yeah, or just raise the basket to 15 feet. Foul just to our left. That didn't sound good at all.
No.
That had to have hit Charlie Steiner's glove.
That's what it sounds like. When you play catch with Charlie, it's like listening to the guy playing the cymbals for the Philharmonic.
Charlie with the frying pan glove. Bellinger. Yeah, so there's Charlie right here. And it hit Charlie. It hit his glove right there.
The old left-hander. Charlie Steiner. He and Rick Monday are the radio voices of the Dodgers. A couple of lefties.
Charlie really is the original face for radio. Even though he became quite a star at ESPN.
His claim to fame, he's the guy that hired Keith Olbermann.
There's a base hit for Grandal. As McCutcheon will cut it off. Charlie and I were in Cleveland together. He was really a young broadcaster. And I was a rookie. But he left. The town was not big enough for both of us.
Apparently not. Steiner on the left, Rick Monday on the right.
Puig hit a fly ball to center field. The hit by Grandal, the third in the game for the Dodgers. And there's a bouncing ball to Crawford. Crawford to Hansen. Hansen to Belt. And just like that, a double play. It remains 4-1 Giants. AT&T Park Slumber Party presented by AT&T on Wednesday, July 11th. Set up camp on the field. You can play catch, watch a movie. Tickets are limited. Visit sfgiants.com/slumber party. I don't want, when we read this, to make it sound like Mike and I are actually going to be at the slumber party. So when we say join us, that's a broad way of putting things. But you have done it once.
It's awesome. It is fun.
Hansen.
And it's one of the prettiest sunsets or sunrises you'll ever see.
Swing and a miss. Hansen. Stratton. Hernandez. Hansen on the ground, and Turner with a backhanded play. And they got him. Nice play by Turner.
Nice play indeed. Watch just one crossover step and a backhand quickly to his feet. He knows he's got to hurry. And in the end, it wasn't even close. It's just, you start talking about the attributes of a third baseman, and you have to have lateral quickness. Sometimes all you're going to get is a step or a half step to the ball. And a crossover backhander. Great illustration of how quick he is to his feet.
The 1-1 to Stratton. Swing and a miss. He lined out to the shortstop Hernandez.
Yeah, in an 0-2 count, it was a good at bat.
In tight, 2-2. And he got him. And that's his 6th strikeout. Here's Hernandez.
Well, you can see it, this young lefty, 21 years of age, he's got a pretty good foundation. He was a 3-pitch pitcher today, but we've really only seen him throw the changeup one time, and that got hit out of the ballpark. After that, it's been fastball, curveball. But as he has a ways to go to establish himself at this level and stay here, you can see he's got 2 pretty good tools to work with the fastball, curveball. And there's the second changeup he's featured.
'83 pitches. And a shot blocked by Hernandez. And that's going to end the inning. Hernandez hit it. Hernandez caught it. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th.
military by sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
4-1 lead for the Giants. Here's Kike Hernandez to lead things off. And he takes a ball. Hernandez hit a fly ball to left field in the second.
Another 2-0 count. Stratton, I mean, he's done it the hard way today. He's only given up 3 hits in 4 innings. And just the 1 run, but he has pitched behind a lot. That's the 7th 2-0 count.
And he gets the call, so it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Three and 1.
And this becomes a big pitch. You got a 3-run lead. You don't want to be walking guys to start an inning off. And that's the beauty of having that 3-run cushion. Is you can challenge right now.
And strike.
That's called a challenge curveball in a 3-1 count. Good pitch.
On the ground, foul. Three-two pitch. Here it is to Kike Hernandez, and he goes around. And for Stratton, that really adds on to his strikeout total.
Second base, number 11.
Well, that's his first strikeout of the day. He gets behind 3-1 and he goes curveball, changeup, grab some pine meat. And Hernandez cannot hold up.
Forsythe bounced out to third, and he takes a call strike. It looks like Ferguson's afternoon is over.
Oh, you're right. There's Taylor on deck, pinch hitter. They got 2 guys in the Dodger pen. I mean, Ferguson only gave up 2 hits in his 5 innings against the Giants. They were big ones. A 2-run homer by Nick Hundley in the first, a 2-run homer by Belt in the third.
On the ground, and it's Sandoval. Sandoval's throw is perfect. Smart Play is brought to you by your Northern California Ford dealers. Bottom of the 5th inning yesterday. Alan Hansen feels a tough hop. Off the bat of Chris Taylor. Belt scoops up the throw. Fine plays on both ends. So it will not be Chris Taylor who was on deck.
Looks like Breivik Valera, switch hitter, the only switch hitter and the only left-handed hitter on the bench today for the Dodgers. So Dave Roberts using him up here with 2 outs.
First pitch strike.
Good changeup. See Goodell, the right-hander, Paredes, the lefty. Looks like it's going to be Goodell.
And the pitch is down low. 1-2. foul. 1-2.
Well, Eric got called up to the big leagues May 29th. AAA club for the Dodgers is Oklahoma City.
Got him to end the inning. 2 strikeouts for Stratton. Belt, McCutcheon, Hundley coming up.
Presented by the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
4-1 Giants. New pitcher when it's time for a change. Think Speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and repair expert.
New pitcher now for Los Angeles will be the Edward Paredes, one of 3 lefties the Dodgers have in their bullpen. He's been most of the season down in Oklahoma City. In 5 games at the big league level, he's been good. 5 strikeouts in 3 2/3. He's given up just 1 hit. Lefties have not touched him. Not a hard thrower. He's going to be right around high 80s, but with a good hard slider, and that I'm sure is what what Belt's going to see. Like that.
Belt hit an opposite field home run in the 3rd.
This may be just a one-hitter face for Paredes as they have Eric Goodell, the right-hander, still heating up.
He tried the same pitch. This time he missed. It's amazing is Ferguson only gave up 2 hits.
Yep, 2 hits, 2 homers.
Overshift obviously on for Belt. Cued. Is this going to be a thing? No, as Hernandez throws it on.
Going to be a nice play.
And you're right, here comes Roberts.
You can watch the break that Hernandez gets, and he's got a great arm. If he can get to it, it's going to be close. Gets him by a full step. So Brady's history, Eric Goodell coming in.
So we got a new pitcher coming in to face McCutcheon. It stays 4-1 Giants. Student Athlete of the Month. Makes a difference in the community through sports. Nominate a student athlete, you know, at NBCSports.com/fairplay, and they could be featured on TV. NBCSports.com/fairplay, the Fair Play Student Athlete of the Month.
So the new pitcher now for the Dodgers will be the right-hander, Eric Goodell. Goodell started out this season in the Texas Ranger organization. That's what he's done in 17 games. He's been very, very good. 23 strikeouts in 20 innings, an ERA of 0.45. Fastball that's low to mid-90s, curveball, and a split. And it's a good split.
Starts up McCutchen with a curveball.
Goodell from San Mateo, he lives in Hillsboro.
And a base hit for McCutchen. He strokes that one in front of Jock Peterson. A one-out single, and here's Hundley.
Goodell, like Pat Burrell, Kevin Franson, he's a Bell. Went to Bellarmine High School in San Jose. Graduated in 2007.
Hundley stroked a two-run home run in the first, and then he popped out to Forsythe in the third. Runner goes, pitches high, throw down to second, is not in time. McCutchen with his 5th steal of the year.
He had a nice jump. Take a look at the jump. It's a good one. When you talk about the strength of Yasmani Grandal, I mean, he has an exceptional arm, but he kind of had to hurry the throw because Goodell a little slow getting rid of it.
And for a catcher, out of the corner of their eye, they can see if a guy got a good jump or not.
Take a look at the throw he had. Anytime you have to go to your left as a catcher, you're not going to be cocked when you receive the ball. If you reach across your body towards your right shoulder, your shoulders are going to be cocked, and you're going to be in a position to get off a quicker throw. But when you have to reach up to your left shoulder side, a little slower to get rid of it. But his pitcher didn't give him a lot of help.
Hundley with a healthy rip. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
He's had good swings today. Ooh, just missed that one. Did not miss this one in the first inning. It was one of 2 changeups that were thrown today by Caleb Ferguson, the starting pitcher for the Dodgers. And this is what Hundley did in a 2-strike count. That was a big boy. 8th home run of the year for Nick Hundley.
And the 2-2 pitch, and you got him. Here's Crawford.
Shortstop, number 35, Brandon
Couple of
Crawford.
Bruins going at each other as Crawford and Goodell both came out of the same program, UCLA. Pac-12 guys.
It's going to be Mac Williamson. As Crawford walked intentionally.
Brandon Crawford has been intentionally walked. Now batting the left fielder, number 51, Mac Williamson.
Mac Williamson is 0 for 2. Grandal just went out in front, ran through a whole bunch of signs, and I can't imagine what they'd be with 2 outs. Even with 1 out. With nobody out, yes.
TV time.
He needs to run through them again.
Well, unless he's changing the signs, which you do now in front of home plate instead of going out there and making a mound visit.
It's not working at all. Trust me.
Well, it looks like a very frustrated Grandal's going to go out there, but you got to get it right.
So now we should be ready. One ball and no strikes.
Well, you're down 3 runs. I mean, you don't want to get crossed up, give up a couple of 90-foot gifts. See a lot of catchers with armbands on now. One of the things they'll have on the armband is what guys' signs are, or preferences signs are.
Slowly to third for Turner. And that'll end the inning. No runs. Giants will strand a pair. It'll be the top of the order, Jock Peterson, to lead things off. By Snapple. It's also Beatles night. Your special event package with the Beatles includes a t-shirt featuring our Fab Four and a ticket to the Giants Padres game. Remember, to receive the t-shirt, you need to have the special ticket. sfgiants.com/special events. Peterson waits, and it's low. 1 ball and no strikes. Peterson has hit the ball in the air twice. He's 0 for 2. And the 1-0 is a strike right down the pipe. Just a little bit wide. 2 balls and a strike.
Trying to wrap that curveball around that outside corner. Hasn't had great command with the curveball today.
2-2.
Like we've seen him have in the past. Really, I mean, he's kind of made it work. The cutter has probably been his go-to pitch. As you see Will Smith, he's getting heated up in the Giants' pen. Say that you know you've arrived at the big league level when you can get your team and give them a chance to win when you don't have your great stuff. He's been behind the count a lot. He's had a lot of money pitches where he's had to make, like now. 3-2 count, 3-run lead, leadoff hitter. You don't want to walk. You've got to make him swing the bat.
To center field. Peterson has hit 3 fly balls, and he's 0 for 3.
Well, another money pitch. I mean, that's a good win
Baseman, number 14,
for Chris Stratton. Marty Ford used to always say, if you can pitch behind the count, it's easier. And that simply means that you can throw all your pitches anytime you want. And Stratton is a guy who can do that. And he's had to do a lot of that today. He hasn't given in to the fastball count with the fastball.
Muncy 0 for 1. Stratton wants a new baseball.
Another 2-ball count.
Very close. Very high to right field. This may carry. McCutchen at the wall. Then he makes the catch. I think yesterday that's gone.
I never knew there was 7 syllables in the word wall. That was awesome. That was a Father's Day gift as we watch McCutchen go back to the wall and gathers it in.
Unbelievable. Here's Turner. Turner is 1 for 2. And he takes a strike. Eight balls hit in the air for outs by the Dodgers. Down the left field line. Fair or foul? It is foul.
Well, a designer strike there for a hitter. Felt good.
The long walk back. And the 1-2. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Perfect spot. 7th inning coming up. What a dealer. Giants have 3 hits in this game. 2 of the 3 have been home runs. Stratton's been good. Ferguson, he threw the ball pretty good. He struck out 6. As Pablo Sandoval is going to lead things off. And he looks at a strike.
You know, one thing that really is different with the approach that Pablo Sandoval now has as a hitter, he's more patient. When he was young, I mean, I don't remember him ever even taking a pitch. He was so aggressive. Balls in the dirt like that, he's swinging.
He was so confident that he could hit anything that anybody was throwing up there. Smith has sat down. Stratton is due to hit 3rd this inning. Sandoval taps it foul.
Good off-speed pitch. Crowds here at this ballpark this weekend have been fantastic. This rivalry is alive and well.
And the 1-2. Roll to second. Sandoval retired. Here's Hansen. Hansen is 0 for 2. He did have a hit taken away from him by Turner. So Hansen getting the bat left-handed. And he swings at the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Guess who's on deck?
Joe Panic.
Trying to slap it past Turner. 0-2. Remember Miguel Delaney?
Oh yeah,
That's what he tried to do.
Tortuga.
He got called out a number of times for being out of the batter's box when he made contact. Rolled foul. Giants will head home. And you may be wondering, well, what are the Dodgers going to do? Dodgers are going to be hitting a rush streak tomorrow.
Heading to Chicago.
Up high. Tyler Chatwood will pitch tomorrow for the Cubs. It'll be Kenta Maeda. Cares what the Giants. Come on. Andy Suarez tomorrow night.
Andy Suarez taking on the Marlins.
Taking on the whole team. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It was great as you're in the hotel lobby today and checking out. A lot of the guys were there, and you don't see guys take the last bus to the ballpark very often, but they will on Sundays because teams don't hit normally on Sundays, and the boys are ready to go home.
Yes, they were. Roll foul again.
One of the rare times where we see this year the Giants have 3 or 5 3-city road trips. Usually you have a couple a year, but 5, that's a lot.
Well, the last 4 in a row have been 3 city jobs. Finally, Hansen chases a pitch in the dirt. Yeah, you can join us tomorrow. It'll be Andy Suarez taking on the whole Marlins team. It'll be 7 p.m. You'll see the first pitch, at least in the general area. Pregame live will start at 6.
Number 8.
And it'll be game 1 of a 3-game series, also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. So it wasn't Joe Panik. Panik was on deck, but he's pulled back. Here's Pence.
Yeah, I think the reason why is they want a little more power up there in the box. Hunter Pence represents that. With 2 outs.
Talking about this road trip, there were some families that chose to head to Washington, D.C., and maybe we know there were some in Miami, and of course this is as close as you're going to get in the National League for families to come see the dads, and this being Father's Day, maybe a few more than we've had at other times. But as far as the dads, they haven't slept in their own bed in a while. The 1-1 to Hunter Pence. 1-2. Lefty and a righty. It's Melanson and Will Smith. Down low, 2-2. Pitch coming up to Pence. On the ground, but it'll be Forsythe. And that'll end the inning. Cody Bellinger is going to hit first.
By Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Giants on top of the Dodgers 4-1. And Giants are going to have a new pitcher now when it's time for a change to Expedia Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. It'll be Will Smith coming in for the 20th time this year for Bruce Bochy, and he's been very, very good. Lefty's hitting a .188 against him. You think, well, hey, that's great, but look what the righties hit against him. 0.77. How's he do it? Low 90s fastball from a high 3/4 release, curveball, and a slider. And he will face Bellinger.
And the first pitch down low. And a call strike to Bellinger, who is 0 for 2.
It's great watching Will Smith use his breaking balls, the curveball and the slider, because to him, they're just like fastballs. He has as much confidence to throw them across the plate as he does the fastball.
One and two. Grandal and then Puig. No swing.
Close. Dan Bellino, third base umpire, saying no cigar, baby.
That's Hudson. Got him.
Fastballed him at 94. And that's just the importance of being able to establish you could throw a breaking ball in the mind of a hitter, because it makes that fastball look so much better. For Will Smith, you're going to see his best velocity in 2 strike counts. Here at 94, right through him, and a good fastball hitter, Bellinger, is late. See ya.
Grandal, 1 for 2. And he takes high. 1 ball and no strikes. Grandal, switch hitter. Here's Melanson. 231 is a right-handed hitter. 245 is a left-handed hitter.
Good fastball placement, just cutting that thing right in on the hands of Grandal. When you go into a visiting town and you have a sellout crowd, your goal as a pitching staff is to keep them quiet. The Giants have done that pretty much all day. Don't let the crowd get into the game.
Got him.
I mean, he just country hardballed him. All fastballs. That's the kind of an at-bat when hitter walks back to the dugout, he's looking at you as if to say, who is that guy? Because that impresses a big league hitter. Take a look at the motion from Will Smith. High 3/4 release, right up on top. Very compact for a big man. I mean, he's 6'6", about 260.
Here's Puig. Well, right now, Will Smith is throwing the invisible ball.
Looks like he's playing catch. Just missed. Mark Melanson, when he was heating up, if Grandal would have got on base, you would have seen Melanson in this game facing Puig.
1-2.
And the first curveball he shows him, he breaks him down. It's the ultimate compliment a hitter can give a pitcher. So when you throw a pitch, that hitter starts into it, and halfway through it, he breaks down. That's good, late, quick break.
Two and two to Yasiel Puig. Out of play.
And there's the reach back 94. Now he could take that same 94 and bring it right on the inside corner above the hands. And he could throw either one of the breaking balls down at the back foot.
McCutcheon coming in. And that'll end the inning. Nice hitting for Will Smith. Top of the order coming up.
Download MLB At Bat today.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change at Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair expert.
New pitcher now for the Dodgers will be the right-hander Daniel Hudson. He's a hard thrower. You see mid to high 90s velocity on the fastball, slider, and a changeup. He's a swing man. Come out of the pen for you. He can give you an occasional start, as he has done this year.
Multiple changes. Kike Hernandez stays in the game. He's now in right field, and Taylor comes in to play short. So here's Gorkis Hernandez. And he runs into one. And he's going to take first.
Like it hit him on the hand. And after we've seen what has already happened to Evan Longoria on this road trip, you kind of hold your breath. Dodgers are looking at see if this was a swing. They're contending that it was.
Yeah, they asked Tom Hallion, and he said no.
He was thinking bunt, and that was just a heat seeker catching him right on the wrist. That's one thing about Hudson. He's always done that. He's aggressive inside, and if he flies that front shoulder, he'll drag that arm and he'll run a high fastball that just is a heat seeker going right into a right-handed hitter. Hernandez had nowhere to go. Well, if the Giants get a leadoff hitter with speed who's ticked off.
First base, number 9, Brandon Belt.
Take a look at how this ball just runs in. Two-seam movement.
Look, I don't want to start anything. That looked like it hit the bat.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it got him. Maybe right, but if he did hit the bat, it was a good sell job.
Well, he wins an Oscar in this town. Are you kidding? Hit to left. Belt retired. Here's McCutchen.
Number 22, Andrew McCutchen.
There you see the changes. McCutchen 1 for 3. And he takes a strike.
Marquise Hernandez has shown no sign of wanting to steal. Hudson can be very deliberate out of the stretch. He can be 1.4, 1.5 seconds. That's slow. 1.25 is average unload time for a guy out of the stretch. I mean, he can be quicker than that with a slide step, but if he lifts that knee up, that's an opportunity for a base stealer.
Fouled off the backstop. It's 0-2 with Hundley on deck.
That was a fastball on the inside corner, just ate up McCutchen. That's when you swing and you immediately check your bat. Hudson has never lacked for stuff. He has lacked command.
Runner goes, swinging a foul. So McCutchen waiting for Gorky Hernandez to get back. And another 0-2 pitch. Here it is to McCutchen. Low.
Good pitch, good take.
And a snap toss. And the first base coach, Aguiago Seal, thought that there was incoming.
It's rare that as a first base coach you get picked off, but
He was, wow.
Jose Aguilar just
Missile
got picked
alert.
off.
One and two. Runner goes, double clutch, stolen base.
Once Grandal double clutch, he had none chance. But I mean, he's got a great arm. The guys with great arms, they want to throw it no matter
Number
what.
5,
He probably
Nick
would have been
Hunter.
better served just taking a bite out of this one.
By the way, I forgot to mention that McCutchen was called out. Here's Hundley. First pitch inside to Nick Hundley. Tries to hold up. He does. 2-0.
I always thought that umpires, when they're working first or third base, they were always a little more lenient to call a check swing strike on a catcher, just because they're kind of in the same fraternity. The brothers of the squat.
Foul back. So that's the one Hundley wanted. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Foul it straight back. You're on it. And Hudson did not fool him with that speed.
So Brandon Crawford's on deck. The Dodgers do not have a lefty up in the bullpen. Well, he should get a pitch to hit here. He does not.
So 2 free gifts at 90 feet in this inning. The hit batsman of Gorky Hernandez to lead it off, and now a 2-out walk. And it sets the table for Brandon Crawford. And that's going to bring out Rick Honeycutt, Dodger pitching coach.
Game 2 of the 3-game series against the Marlins will be Tuesday. It's Say Hey Tuesday. Watch pregame live from Willie Mays Plaza. The first 500 fans are going to get a collector edition Brandon Crawford cheer card and an authentic Giants fan baseball courtesy. And inside the park, 2-for-1 hot dogs at all Doggy Diner locations. Pregame live at 6. We'll have the game for you at 7 on NBC Sports Bay Area. A lot going on. Here's Crawford. Crawford takes low and in. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 outs. Giants trying to pad this lead. They lead by 3. Belted a 2-run home run in the 3rd. Giants do not have a hit in this series with runners in scoring position. 2-0.
That's one Hudson wanted.
I mean, look, he knows he's got a base to play with, but still, we'll know on this pitch.
Well, they know how hot Crawford's been. They know how hot he's been on this road trip. He's cooled off, and at least in the hit department, he's hit the ball hard, hasn't had a lot to show for it. But you have that open base. You can pitch respectively. Respectfully, I should say. And that looks to me like that's exactly what he's doing. With 2 outs, you have the base. With 1 out, you don't. That open third base. One thing Crawford does well is hit in that 3-0 count situation, so he will green light. He didn't want any part of it.
Well,
I'd have done the same
Number
thing.
51,
Williamson, if
Mac
he's
Williamson.
only going to have one hit in the game, then it might as well be right now.
Giants have 3 hits, 2 homers and a single.
Williamson has struck out, flied out, and rolled out to third. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. That's a healthy fastball, but it misses.
Yeah, and that's really kind of what he's done his whole career. I mean, he's never ever lacked for great stuff. But he doesn't have a great command. He never has. I mean, it's kind of a spooky at bat. I mean, he can pitch effectively wild as good as anybody. I've already seen him hit 1 runner in this inning.
Comes in with a perfect pitch. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
You think you have an advantage in a 1-0 counter, and he drops a 1-0 perfect slider in the outside corner with some hair on it.
A 2-1 pitch coming up to Mac Williamson, who's choking up about an inch on the bat. 2-2.
And he threw it right by him, and he was looking for it. And that's after he's already seen 1 fastball. That was just straight challenge.
To Turner, and that's going to end the inning. Williamson hit it hard. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up. It remains 4-1. Is the new pitcher.
Take a look
time
at
for a change. Things speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
6th game that Melanson has come into. He's been very good. 5 base runners in 5 innings, 5 strikeouts against 1 walk.
So here's Melanson. Melanson will face Hernandez and then Forsythe. And then Taylor. There's a bouncing ball up the middle, and it'll be a base hit.
Second baseman, number 11, Logan Forsythe.
So here's Forsythe, who's bounced out twice to Pablo Sandoval.
Tony Watson taking it a little more seriously.
And a strike. Way just off the plate. One ball and one strike.
Bread and butter for Melanson, that cutter. And the overhand curveball. Over the top from the high 3/4, almost overhand release.
Out of play.
And there was that big curveball.
Here's the 1-2. So they're going to foul again. Out of play.
In Melanson's mind, Kike Hernandez, the runner at first base, doesn't even exist. And that's the luxury of having a 3-run lead. Your concentration is the guy in the box. I mean, you come set, you check him. And that you have to do, make sure he's not walking into a lead. But after that, it's just concentrate on making a quality pitch here. Get this guy out.
In tight. 2-2.
I don't know how he got out of the way of that.
And a full count.
So he had a 2-2 count. Tried to drop the curveball on Forsythe. That's a pretty good take. Curveball with that type of break, that's not that easy to take. That close to the strike zone on a 2-strike count.
Got him.
Comes right back, raises it up about 2 clicks, and sends him packing. Nice pitch.
Attention for the Dodgers, number 3, Pregame.
Just a little higher, lay it on the outside corner. Forsythe had to protect with 2.
It's a hard curveball, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, we see curveballs 76, 75 miles per hour.
That's one of those curveballs you can hear spinning when it's coming up past you.
Here's Taylor batting for the first time. He drives it into the gap, but Mac Williamson is there, and he's going to track it down. So Taylor saw one pitch, and he lines out to left.
Number 31, left fielder, Jock Peterson.
So So here's Peterson. Bruce Bochy is hanging around the top step, and now he's going to make a double switch. The pitcher spot is due up third.
Who do you want to face? You want to face Jock Peterson with Melanson, or do you want to face Matt Kemp with Tony Watson?
So Austin Jackson's coming in. We have a double switch. Watson's coming in. Giants are leading 4-1. We'll be back. With 2 outs. So there's your new pitcher.
Take a look at what Tony Watson has done. He's been a workhorse for Bruce Bochy. 32nd time he's come in. Averages just about an inning or a little more each time he goes out there. He's definitely not a lefty that is a situational lefty. He's a guy you can give a whole inning to. He's been very good. 38 strikeouts against 6 walks and 32 1/3. Austin Jackson on a double switch comes into left field. He'll hit the 9th spot, the pitcher's spot in the order. And if you're wondering how Matt Kemp does against Tony Watson, he's faced him 6 times. He's 1 for 6 with a walk and a couple strikeouts. The one hit was a single.
So here's Kemp. And a strike, but it's 0-1. Kemp 1 for 6 lifetime against Watson. Muncy is on deck, 2 outs. To Hansen, tough play, but he wrestles it down and throws him out. Bunch of spin on that ground ball, and we'll go to the 9th.
Episode of G-Mag, we'll have Amy G sitting down with the legendary Will Clark for a candid interview about his career and life after baseball. It debuts today after Giants postgame live right here on NBC Sports Bay Area.
Sandoval to face Hudson here in the ninth. And Sandoval looks at a strike. The Panda today 0 for 4. He did hit a line drive right at Forsythe at second in the fourth inning. Giants, safe to say, have made their most out of 3 hits.
Yep, I agree.
Remember, Kike Hernandez, who started out at short, went to right, is now in left, and Kemp is now in right field. Sandoval takes outside, 2 balls and a strike.
I find that a bit odd in that Matt Kemp, he's been playing left field for him just about every day. To put him in right, and you got a bunch of left-hander hitters coming up here. You think you put the guy who's got a little more range, Kike Hernandez, in right. Just a bit odd.
I know it's hard for us not to want to manage the other team. We're going to get home tonight, and we're not going to be able to manage the house after we've been gone so long.
That's true.
Sandoval tomahawks this fastball 3-2.
I was heading over to John Miller and Dave Fleming in the radio side. Not every ballpark in the National League has a chance to hit a foul ball up in the broadcast booth.
There's a walk. It's hard in our park, almost impossible. There's a large overhang in front of our broadcast booth. It really prevents
Number 19, Alan Hansen.
balls from coming in, which is fine with us because inevitably we wouldn't be paying attention and get hit right in the chest.
I would. Saw Hunter Strickland getting heated up for the ninth. But another gift of 90 feet by Daniel Hudson to open it up. Hit Gorkis Hernandez in the 8th here. The walk to Sandoval.
Hudson's been quiet. He's usually done like 4 really cool things by now. He's 0 for 3.
Well, that makes him do. Hit right at 300.
It's going to be out of play. Grandal will give it a peek. Next road trip for the Giants will be a nice, comfortable, easy one as far as travel. It'll be Arizona and San Diego.
San Diego?
Is it San Diego?
I think it's
Arizona,
Colorado.
Colorado. You're right.
But it's within
Half of that trip will be really a lot of fun. And this is out of play. It's one of those trips where the hitters, they're going to be getting real healthy.
Arizona, good place to hit. Coors Field in Colorado, good place to hit. Great place to hit.
Tap foul. Giants at home will have Miami and San Diego. In the San Diego series. See, I thought we had a day off on Thursday, but that's not true.
Following Monday, week from tomorrow, I think is an off day. in San Francisco, which are always the best off days.
Oh,
when
is
the
that
Jets can
true?
spin her to home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were in Arizona.
we have 3 teams coming into play.
Ah. So-
Marlins, Padres for 4, day off, and then Rockies for 3. So a nice long homestand. Giants they're home a lot in this next 26 game period. I think they play 20 games at home.
Yeah, the 6 home games are the next, or road games are the next trip.
Yep.
2-2 to Hansen, who seems like he's been up there for 2 hours. We've covered the schedule, the pitch. No, they didn't want that thing. Wait.
Well, good breaking ball from Daniel Hudson. I mean, that thing came in there hard and just
Number 16,
dropped out of
left
sight.
fielder, Austin Jackson.
Take a look at nasty pitch performance at 88 miles per hour. It's the lure with him. He's always had great stuff. See him set that circle change grip in his hand. He does that prior to every pitch. Doesn't mean he's going to throw it.
Here's Jackson batting for the first time. And he looks at a strike. Jackson's numbers this year, he's at 246. He does not have a home run. And he's got 13 runs batted in. Sandoval with his lead. Muncy holding him tight. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. Saw Evan Longoria today in the lobby, and he will be staying in town here. Tuesday he'll have his surgery.
See Adam Liberatore, the lefty for the Dodgers, heating up. Well, good. Get the surgery done. The quicker you get that done, the quicker he gets back.
Something's on the field.
I think it's a loose baseball. We always look to see if there's a beach ball, but no, just a baseball.
How is that pause? Did that come out of the bullpen?
I don't know. I think they dropped it out of a helicopter.
A drone. 0-2. On the ground, foul. So 3 teams coming in.
All starting tomorrow night.
So that's a 3. So that's a 10-game homestand.
Yeah. Those are the best kind.
The pitch. 1-2.
You know, one thing you don't always do is when you take a look at the homestand in San Francisco, you don't always check the weather because it's pretty much the same just about every day till you get to September when it gets a little.
What do you think the weather will be?
Well, it's going to be like 62 to 70, low of 52 to 56. Beautiful, patchy fog occasionally.
This was the injury to Longoria in Miami. Would have been on Thursday afternoon.
Dan Straley got him. That fractured a knuckle. So the good news is they don't have to pin the injury. They're going to plate it. And I don't have any idea what that means.
Yeah, I was talking to Greshner, Dave Greshner, who's in charge of everybody down in that training room as Gorky stands in. And he was talking about the difference between Bumgarner and Longoria's. Bumgarner's little finger knuckle was literally knocked off. And the crown of the knuckle. And that's why he had to have a little bit more extensive
I
surgery.
think they put 5 screws in his hand to repair him.
And if it weren't for what Longoria does for a living, if he was a normal guy like me and you and most of our folks watching, he wouldn't have had surgery.
Put a cast on it, go get him.
Go get him. Perkins with a healthy rip and a foul back. For the Dodgers in the bottom of this inning going to be the Beef, Muncy, Turner, and Bellinger. Up the middle. Forsythe will make the off-balance throw. He's got a strong arm, and that'll end the inning. Dodgers defense in this series has been very good. 4-1 Giants. To end the 8th inning, goes back out to at least go after Muncy. Muncy is 0 for 2 with a walk. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Overshift is on for Muncy. Outfield straight away. And a strike, 0-2.
Oh, perfect pitch on that outside corner with a breaking ball.
Tries to tease him a little bit on a pitch low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Why not stretch a little wider? You never know. You got an 0-2 count to play with. And you could do it again.
And he might. 2-2.
So you've tried to tease him a couple times. He ain't biting. So now you maybe think about what a fastball. Inside is set up. And Watson will pitch inside with the fastball. But that is the strength of Muncy, that middle inside.
Got him.
So he goes 93 with 2-seam movement and paints it right on the corner and gets the call.
Third baseman, number 10, Justin Turner.
Mac Muncy can't believe it. See ya.
So Bruce Bochy's out. Watson does a nice job. So we're going to step aside. It's 4-1 Giants.
For the Giants, number 60, Hunter Strickland.
Justin Turner.
Take a look at the numbers for the Giants closer. He's got 13 saves on the year. 23 hits allowed in 30 2/3. He has been very good, assuming the role is closer.
And Turner looks at a strike. Turner single in the first. Since then, he's 0 for 2 as he drives this one into right center field. And Gorky Hernandez will put it away. 2 outs.
The center fielder, number 35, Cody Bellinger.
So Bellinger is 0 for 3. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. Low again. 2-0. Grandal to follow. Hit high and foul and out of play.
Giants started this road trip and they were 3 games over 500. A win today would bring them back home 2 games under 500. But with momentum coming into the 10-game homestand we've been talking about. And one thing the Giants have been really good at this year is winning that last game of the series, especially with them been on the road.
Yeah.
And momentum is no small thing at any point during the season.
3-1. So Strickland has to come in. He does, and it's fouled at the plate. 3-2.
That one hurt. 95-mile-an-hour cut. Bellinger fouls it into his leg or his foot. Let's see where it gets him. Ooh, his back foot.
Ouch.
Well, we've seen Matt Williams and Bill Biller break their foot that way, break their toe.
Three-two pitch. Here it is. Got him, and that's the ball game. And the Giants save their best game for the last game, like they have on numerous occasions, especially on the road. And they do it with really a nice outing by Stratton. The home run ball and the bullpen.
Well, the bullpen continues to be a real strong story of this Giants season. And once again, they stood tall. But you're right about Stratton. I mean, he didn't have great command, pitched from behind the count beautifully today. But it was the 3 hits they got, and 2 of them were home runs, and that was the difference in this ball game. Nice win for this team.
So, Giants win this one. Giants 4, Dodgers 1. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Giants Postgame Live. It's presented by Toyota, and it's going to start right now.
Yeah.